Alright, so a lot of people have forgotten Designer, the same person who released the biggest song of the last year, Panda. Everybody's has seemed to forgot who Designer is or who he was, and the fact that he was sampled and featured on one of the best projects, or maybe the best project of 2016, The Life of Pablo. He was featured on the great Kanye West's album. People, in my opinion, seem to forget all of these facts. But in my opinion, there's a problem with Designer. I think his label is the biggest problem that Designer has. Designer and his label, which is Good Music, were not able to capitalize off of the hype Designer had around him at that time. I have mentioned this in another video as well. I think Designer should have beefed with Future when Designer went on stage and performed Future song, and Future was pissed off and Future dissed him here and there. There were a couple of lines that dissed Designer. I think you should have dissed back, or they should have linked up, maybe release some joint songs or a joint project and something. In my opinion, anything that Future or Designer would have done in 2016 together after the release of Panda would have helped Designer in every way possible. That was the biggest mistake Designer and Good Music made about Designer's career. Panda was not followed up by any hot features. It was not followed up by any hot singles in general or an album. And in my opinion, that is how it should work. My thing is, even if Designer himself cannot write songs, they should give him some writers. Maybe give him some writers and tell him to flow this way and that way. The thing is, acts like Designer are not here to make meaningful music. They are not here to make concept albums. They are not here to give you double entendres, triple entendres. They're not here to give you bars. They're just here to give you hype music that has absolutely no meaning, which is not bad, nor am I dissing. What I'm saying is, they are here to make money. The labels sign these acts to make money off of them. So why not give them some writers and some cool beats and something like that to make them blow up again, maybe have another smash? That is the problem in my opinion. He didn't follow up Panda with a successful single nor with the album. Take someone like Cardi B. Cardi B, released two mixtapes. No one cares about those mixtapes. She released a mixtape. One song blew up in general because of media and radio. Borak Yellow, it reached number one. It is a very big deal because the last time a single hit number one was in 1998 by a female solo. So now, uh, they didn't immediately, release an album after a number one single. They didn't follow up with a single immediately. What happened was, she was featured. Look at the timeline. She was featured on one of the biggest songs of 2016, which was No Limit by G-Eazy. She had a cool verse on there. That song at the time being is number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. Then she had a verse with what do you say? Motorsport, the Migos song. And in between all of this, there was a lot of hype. She released. She gave us a lot. She gave us a lot of release dates for her album and for her album, and her songs or singles, but none of them were true. And that's how a person like me knows that the label is trying their best to promote this act. You feel me? Like Bodak Yellow, I think at least came 6 months ago. Now she followed up with another single. The soon as he released her single, it was an instant smash. Everyone is checking for Barrier Cardi right now. She had her SNL appearance. She did an interview with Jimmy Fallon. So what I'm trying to say is, her label is treating her extremely well. Kanye West is Kanye West. He can do anything he wants, but his label mates cannot do anything they want. Designer is not Kanye West. Designer cannot come out tomorrow and say, I'm releasing an album and it will sell like 400, 500,000 copies. It doesn't work that way. Designer cannot hide for like forever and come out and release an album or a single. I have not seen Designer for at least the last 4 months on Instagram. I swear to God. I have not seen him on Instagram from the last 4 months. There's no social media activity. He might have posted, he might have done something, but what I'm trying to say is, I don't know about it. And believe me, I'm very in tune with music. Everyone I follow on Instagram is either rappers or blogs, so I would know if Designer did something that was notable. Designer never went to a never did a SNL appearance, even though he followed up with a very big single. He, of course, the Panda was performed on Saturday Night Live. What I'm saying is, after that, well, I don't remember if Timmy Turner or what's the other joint he had, Outlet. I don't think any of these songs were performed on Saturday Night Live, or if they were promoted or not. I don't know. You know what that says to me? It says to me is that maybe his label doesn't care about him, or maybe he's not serious about his career. So let's take someone, for example, someone like Joe Budden. He, in my opinion, he had the same problem. He did the same thing, but they are both two. These two are two very different acts. Joe Budden was a lyricist, and if a lyricist. I did that on purpose. He's a lyricist and a lyricist. What I'm trying to say is, he was real with his music. His debut album almost sold 100,000. Pump It Up was a very big song back in the. He followed it up with one or two of his albums. Uh, then his first. I think Joe Budden, his self-titled album, is the only album he released on a major label. After that, he went out to he put out a lot of classic albums, the Mood Music series, and it was followed up with very great albums: Patty Room, No Love Lost, All Love Lost, and his last album, The Rage and the Machine, was great, phenomenal project. What I'm trying to say is, people need to, or artists in general need to find or make their own way. You cannot depend on someone. In my opinion, anything in life, you cannot depend on someone for anything. And this is the problem Designer is having. He's dependent. Maybe he's dependent on Kanye West. Maybe he's waiting for Kanye West to release another album so he can put another song on the new Kanye West album so that song can blow up as well. Maybe he's waiting for that moment again. I don't know. But that is not going to work. And that's all I know. Of course, there's a lot more to talk about, but we don't have that much time. We can go on and on and on and argue. And if you have some valid points, you can drop a comment down below and actually talk about it.